What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Tiger Gate Gaming channel, very first video ever. And what we're going to do today is we are going to review the Cyberpower PC Gamer Ultra Gaming Desktop. Alright, but before we do this, you see this? I know y'all looking at it. I know, so we're going to go ahead and address it now. This is a result of drinking with your wife, and one thing leading to another, and buzzers are going to take that right off. So, anyways, we are going to review this. I've had it for a couple months, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it.
Easy go.
Alright, so here we have the Cyberpower PC Gamer Ultra Gaming Desktop. It has the AMD FX series with an 8GB memory, the Radeon RX 560, which is your graphics card, and the 1TB hard drive in a black case, which it actually looks pretty good. Right now they have it on sale for $579.99. $50 savings, which when I bought it, it was $579.99. So it was a little after taxes and some other stuff I got with it. It was a little over $600. All right, so diving into the components, what I have here is a software called CPU-Z, and it's free to download. You just go to Google, hit CPU-Z, and it's a free download. But what this does is the software that, oh, I wasn't supposed to hit yes, but okay. It's a software that will read pretty much every component in, oh, we're supposed to hit yes, in your computer. So this right here is showing me my processor, and yeah, so what I'm running right now is the AMD FX. Let's see if I find my mouse over here. 6300 6-core processor, which is it's good. It's pretty good for the price that you pay for the computer. It'll keep up with your gaming, and you can have, like, I'm constantly have 10 to 15 pages open at once for some reason. I got my music going in the background, and I'll minimize a bunch of stuff and play a game. See, the motherboard is an ASRock 760GM HDV. It has one PCI Express board, which we will talk about that more here in a minute. The memory, which is the RAM, it comes with one stick, 8 gigs of DDR3. I actually upgraded to another stick, which gave me 16, and it is a dual channel only, which is alright. You don't really need too much, depending on what it is you're looking for. Sorry for the shakiness. I gotta do this on my cell phone because, yeah. Alright, your graphics card is an AMD Radeon RX 560 series. Again, not the best in the world, but it pushes out some pretty good graphics. And we'll, again, talk about that here in a little bit. And here she is, lit up all pretty. Got the two LED stripes going down the front casing. LED light on the fan. LED light on the bottom of the casing with a see-through glass. This is a really nice case, and all this open room right here. I'd have to put it on the table here in a minute and pull the cover and let you really see it, but all that room right there is just begging to be upgraded. But you got your motherboard back there, your graphics card, and your RAM. But one thing to note with this type of system setup that they have here, the cords that's inside of here coming off of the power supply is it's beautiful. It's not all bundled up. So airflow restrictions, actually put that little plate in there. Let's pull this cover off and really dig into it. And it is it's fairly simple to take the side glass off. Just held on by these 4 little screws right here on all 4 corners. Release those and it slides off. But yeah, like I was saying, it's these cords. This is the plate I was talking about. I went ahead and took the back plate off as well. But this plate right here, when you're looking at it from this side, which majority of people who's going to be looking at your PC will be looking at it from this side, everything is, it comes out and it's a very short distance of wire that you see that is going to where it needs to be, and the rest of it's tucked in behind here and then ran to the back on this side. You know, you got your storage and whatnot down there. Then your graphics card. Now, for some reason, this particular motherboard, these right here are not usable. This, along with this HDMI, those are not usable. Now, these USBs, they are your Ethernet cord and your microphone and auxiliary hookups here. But these is this is where your graphics card is, right here. HDMI, not in your. This is where your graphics card is. This is where you're going to hook it up to. So when you first buy this and you unbox it, it'll actually have a sticker right here that says "Use hookup monitor here." I'm assuming for some reason this motherboard doesn't support these two here. But it ain't a big deal. So you have 2 monitors, possibly 3 monitors hooked up. If you need 3 monitors, then you know, there's that option. And I actually had to upgrade the power supply, and I'll tell you why here in a little bit. But this right here is where the jumble of mess happens, is over here. This is the back side of that plate I was showing you on the other side. They got a little strap here to hold it here and here. Again, I just replaced my power supply, so I still got a little ding of wires. But this here is covered up by the plate. So airflow restriction, it's a big deal when it comes to cooling off your unit or cooling off your machine. And I think Cyberpower did a really good job of hiding this, making it look neat, and yeah, that little extra 25 cents they probably put into every machine made a difference. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to boot this bad boy up and give you an idea of the startup time it takes to open the operating system, which we're running Windows 10. And that should give you a good idea of what the processor's like. And excuse all the wires, this is a temporary setup I got going on here. Hence why there is a fire extinguisher right there. Alright, let's get it. Let's put some power to it. Let's do it to it. And LEDs immediate come on, fans, processor, look up at the screen, my monitors are coming up. And again, we're running the Windows 10. It shows the motherboard OS Rock logo there. Got its own boot logo, and then now the hard drive's kicking in, giving me my operating system. And we'll type in our password here, which is stupid long for some reason. Thought it was a good idea until I had to log into this thing every day. And I think I just typed it in wrong because I wasn't paying attention. There she goes, and boom, immediately. Everything's already loaded up. Type in a password and everything is sitting right there. So that right there should give you a good idea of the load time of the processors. Okay, so with all the good features I like about it, it kept up with my streaming. It kept up with my gameplay. The only thing that I originally had to do when I first bought it was I had to upgrade the RAM, which I just had to buy, you know, another stick, you know, of DDR3 of 8 gigs at the same frequency as the one that came in, which I think is 1600. But I needed that for the high demanding games like Forza Horizon 4, which is, you know, high demanding. It requires a lot from your CPU, requires a lot from your graphics card. I mean, that's meant for 4K and, you know, Xbox X and just the best definition game out there. So I did have to put another stick in there to play that game, but everything else, it ran smooth as butter. It was beautiful. But there are a few things like the USB ports. You have 6 usable USB ports, but they're all 2.0. Not a single 3.0 USB port on here. But the case itself, if you notice, I'll go ahead and pull this around. If you notice, if you see the blue tab in your USB, that indicates that it is a 3.0 USB port. So the case, the case has the capability of upgrading it to a 3.0, but the motherboard does not. So you have to change out your motherboard to have 3.0. For instance, Elgato HD60S, the game capture card, requires 3.0. So that's another reason why I'm upgrading it, because all I have is 2.0. The power supply, that needs to be changed out as soon as you get it. It's inevitable. It's gonna go out. I didn't heed the warning. I figured, I'll get what I can out of it. I got about 3.5-4 months out of it. It just went out last week, and I had to upgrade to an RM750X, which I did that because if I'm running the same system, I didn't need that. But I know I'm gonna upgrade instead of going out and buying a whole new system. I'm just gonna upgrade the one I have. I'm gonna still use the graphics card, but I'm gonna change out the motherboard, the CPU, and the RAM. Now, another thing about the RAM is this one is only compatible with DDR3, which DDR3 is still good, but it only goes up to a certain frequency. It tops out at a certain frequency, then you have to move up to DDR4, and this isn't compatible with it. The express slot only has one. That was another issue of mine, which your graphics card plugs into. So me thinking I can put a USB 3.0 bus port, which is a long thing, it's got different slots for USB that plugs right into the PCI Express. I would then have the 3.0, but that's not the case. So because I mean, it only has one. So I could have taken my graphics card out and then put that bus in the graphics card slot, but then that completely, you know, voids the whole reason why you got a gaming computer in the first place. So with those little minor details, you know, the power supply, you change that out, go ahead and automatically buy you another stick of DDR3 8 gig. They give you 16, and you should be good to go. That's it. That's all you need. It's a beautiful machine. It's good for streaming, everyday use, gaming, whatever you need. I give a huge thumbs up to this computer. And one more thing, I just happened to look down and seen it sitting there, but it does not have an internal Wi-Fi card. What it does have is this nifty little USB, which is compatible with 2.0. Sure, to do better with 3.0, 3.1, who knows. But this is your Wi-Fi card, essentially. You plug this in. It came with a CD, but I didn't have to use it, thank God, because it doesn't have a CD-ROM drive in this computer. I would have had to have went and got an external hard drive that plugs into USB to install it. So all I did was I plugged it in, and it pretty much installed itself. And then that's what you run your Wi-Fi off of. That may matter to some people, may not matter. It didn't really matter to me because my router is right there beside my computer, and I always try to hardline when I can anyways, but just thought that was worth mentioning. But thank you for hanging out with me and my pink hair. Give a big thumbs up if you liked it. A small thumbs down if you didn't. And catch you on the next one.
Easy go.